Guys, today we're going to be going over a video from Charlie Kirk. We'll see what we can get out of this.
Yep. Hey Charlie, how's it going? So I wanted to speak to you about sex and gender. I think we have a disagreement there. Um, I feel like we can agree on sex. There are male, female. You're either born male, female, or in some cases, some instances, there's a case of intersex persons. But I think our disagreement lays with your interpretation or your take on gender and how it's directly linked to sex. And I just kind of want to see where what are your what's your thoughts on gender, or what's your take? Because I'm not quite sure. I'm not really caught up on what you've
Sure. So gender's a made up concept. Do you know who made it up?
who made it up.
A guy by the name of John Money in the 1960s.
Well,
And why did he make it up?
No, I was gonna say, wouldn't technically anything be a made up concept?
No, sex is not made up. You can look at sex. XX and XY chromosomes are not made up. Of are not made up.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think we're on the same page about
So
that.
sex is observing. Gender is creating something new. Totally different. We observe nature. Gender is creating a new thing out of thin air that has no applicability to our discourse or dialogue. So there are zero genders, two sexes, infinite personalities. We recognize that people have different personalities. We don't think you should get a different definition on the forms you fill out or how people talk to you, recognize you, or how you are treated.
So when it comes to defining or looking at and seeing what or who is a man or a woman, it only refers to sex. Like if they have a sort of is that
Correct.
correct?
Yeah. And it's worked really well for all of humanity. We decided to screw it up the last 20 years.
Alright, so what I don't understand is why the liberals always go to this, like, oh, well, so it's just our genitalia? I mean, literally, that's what it is. Man, penis, woman, vagina. That's how it's always been. That's how it always will be. The whole gender thing is just a bunch of people who don't even believe what they're saying. All these people who, try to support gender ideology and all that and the trans ideology, it's like, you don't even believe what you're saying. So that's why a lot of people have pushback against you. Now, if you were saying something that you honestly believed in, maybe people would actually take you seriously and you would have a decent argument for it. But that's why it gets destroyed in every single argument because there's no way to argue something that delusional.
But what about with like societal implications with the way what's it called gender with the way with the way gender is expressed? You could, for example, you could have a you could be a trans. If let me take this for example. If I was transgender, say I was born female, but with the way I present myself, if I shave my mustache, I shave my mustache, I dress like a male. When I'm walking down the street, you would think I'm a. What would you think I am?
So this is what's always so funny too is they think that this is like a gotcha. Like all this shows is that you literally would have to trick people, and that's all it is. You're tricking somebody. You're not actually changing who you are. And again, you don't even believe you're changing who you are. You know that you're tricking people.
What I think is irrelevant, you can disguise yourself to look something you are not. I can wear blackface. Do I become black?
No, no, of course
Oh,
not.
so wait, hold on. If a then a man dresses like a woman, why does he become a woman?
It's not that he becomes a woman. It's he's seen.
Funny enough, here's what you always hear is, "Oh, well, gender and race are different." Well, obviously they're different, but you can compare these two things. So if you can just self-ID as a woman, what on earth makes a white man not able to self-ID as a black man or a black woman? You know what I'm saying? Like if anything, race is far less important than your gender, but yet we let people decide which gender they are. It's crazy to even think that that's okay.
And
But
he's
then why
seen
should
as
he
a
be
woman.
recognized as something that he's not?
It's not that he needs to. It's not that they need to be
Oh no,
recognized.
that's what it's all about. It's about recognizing a delusion. You can dress however you wish. You can act however you wish, but I'm not going to recognize your lie. In fact, you could get in trouble for mispronouncing in the state of California. We're teaching our kids you must pronoun correctly, and you actually have to certify the delusion.
The fact that California upholds a lot of this BS, man, I'm telling you, they're cooked. Like California is the exact opposite of what America was made to be. And all the most liberal people always flock there and they wonder why it's in such a state of disarray. Like, you have nothing but homeless people and then these trans people and gay people, and I would venture to guess that like 75% of these people don't believe anything that they're saying. They're just doing it because it sounds cool for the moment. I say give it 10 years and this whole trans thing's going to die down and a lot of people are going to feel really stupid.
So again, I say if I wear blackface and I don't become black, why does a man who wear a dress become a woman?
Um, it's not. I feel like it's not up for someone. I feel like it's not up for you to decide. I think it's up for the individual, and I think the way they express themselves through through either the way they express themselves through their what's it called through their apparel, through their attire. I think that's more indicative of
Okay,
how
then let's.
And here's the dumbest part is, okay, if you want to dress like a woman when you're a man, go ahead and do it. Nobody has an issue with that. Where the issue comes in is you try to push it on other people. So if it really wasn't that big a deal and it's just something they want to do, why on earth do they always try to push it on other people and make it such a big deal? They are the ones who have created this whole, just society where everybody thinks that because I identify as a woman, you should just innately know, even though I look like a man, have a beard and an Adam's apple, that you should just know that I'm identifying as a woman today. That's where this logic is just flawed.
Let's play this out. If everyone can just choose however they want, should biological men who are born as a man be able to compete in female sports? I'm asking.
No, I don't believe that biological men should be in
Good.
women's sports.
And God bless you for saying that, because that.
Okay, but if you truly do believe in the whole transgender thing, why on earth would you have a problem with biological men competing in women's sports so long as they wear the dress and the pantyhose and whatever else? I mean, what would be the issue for you why they couldn't compete? That makes no sense to your worldview.
That's it. So here's another question: should biological men who identify as women be able to go into women's locker rooms?
Can you repeat that one more time?
Biological man, so he has a,
Okay.
and he says he's a woman. Should he be allowed to go into female locker rooms?
I mean, no. We have on campus. We have all gender restrooms on campus where males and females are.
I think that's a terrible idea, right? So, because male female distinctions are critically important. It's how society is structured.
Yeah, but we have these shared spaces, and there hasn't been any sort of issues, or I think the major consensus surrounding it is that people are actually enjoy the what's it called the all gender bathrooms.
Let's talk about locker rooms, though. Do you think women would enjoy undressing next to a fully unclothed man?
No, I don't think so. I don't.
I've never met a single woman who would be okay with men being in the restroom with them. Nobody wants that. And I'm so glad I live out here. I live in Tennessee, and I'm so glad out here we have not gotten this crazy because I can go and guarantee you, you see a man walk into a kids, girls restroom at a school like you do in some of these other videos where grown adult men are waiting on young girls to walk into the restroom. I don't care what you say, they can, oh, it makes them feel better, they can go to a restroom that they identify with. No, you don't do that. That opens the door for crime and terrible crime at that to happen. So why on earth would you ever let that be a thing?
Okay, so then we should prohibit that. So we agree. So, and then finally, do you think that a young 15-year-old here in California, a young boy who thinks he is a girl, should he be allowed to chop his off?
Can you say that again from the start? Real quick.
15-year-old boy in California. He thinks he's transgender.
Okay.
Should he be allowed to go chop his parts off?
Should he be allowed? I think that's a conversation for him and his medical.
That's sick. To have that idea and that view is sick. It's literally sick. You get 18, you go and do what you want to do. We can't stop you because you're an adult. You can make these terrible decisions. But to sit there and say that a 15-year-old boy should be allowed to do something that's going to alter him the rest of his life, okay, why don't you let that 15-year-old boy go buy a pack of cigarettes or a case of beer? Why don't you let him do that? Because you know kids do stupid things. But yet you're going to let them make a life-altering decision, a huge decision at 15, when we don't even trust them to drive a car at 15. Again, this is where this ideology just falls apart. It's so ignorant.
And his doctor and his family. I mean, I'm not. It's not my job to
Should 15-year-olds be allowed to get tattoos?
Should 15-year-olds be allowed to get tattoos? I no.
So you could, but you can't get a tattoo.
I mean, I mean with. I think that's. I don't think that's really that comparative.
Well, they're both irreversible, right?
You don't think that they're comparative? You're right. They are not comparative because being able to mutilate yourself is way worse than getting a tattoo. First of all, you can go get a tattoo taken off. I know it's stupid and probably very expensive and painful, but at least it can be undone. You can't change once you've cut off your penis.
Actually, one matters a lot more for human flourishing than the other.
No, I would definitely agree. It's a very what's it called? It's a very life altering process, and I think it requires a lot of time, and it requires a lot of time, and it shouldn't be something that should be just jumped into. I just think that's something for an individual and their family and their doctors to decide, and not for society or the state.
Last question, most important question: what is a woman?
A woman, you know it when you see it. You know, it's like if I look, she looks like.
But with his ideology, no, you don't know it when you see it because he just sat there and advocated that a 15-year-old boy should be able to chop off his penis and become a woman. So you're telling me that you can tell the difference between a man and a woman? Really? I don't see how you could, not with your ideology.
Like a woman, she looks like a woman. She looks like a woman. She looks like a woman. It's the way you express yourself. So, like, all these, it's the way you express yourself.
So if you basically womanhood is a costume.
I'm not saying that now.
No, it is. Yeah, if you're able to wear the right stuff and just assume the identity, you can appropriate womanhood. Is that correct?
No.
Okay, is Caitlyn Jenner a woman?
Yes.
Why?
Why is she a woman?
What chromosomes does Caitlyn Jenner have?
I mean, I think her chromosomes don't have to deal with her gender. Like, I think that's.
It's sickening and so stupid to hear this man calling Caitlyn Jenner a woman. Like, quit saying she. Caitlyn Jenner's a man. He is stupid. He is a man. You can sit there and change your clothes all you want to, bro. Caitlyn Jenner, you're still a man.
That's where the disagreement lies. Is that
Yeah, again, so this is where you are playing into this narrative that gender exists. We reject that paradigm completely because gender has led us to this place that your own personal self-expression matters to your core identity. And again, that means nothing. Infinite personalities, no genders, two sexes. And we must live in reality, not in the delusions of the heads of people that want us to accommodate their fantasy.
Alright, well, that was a shorter video, but I hope y'all liked it. You know, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. We miss you every day. I hope you're enjoying yourself up in heaven, brother, and y'all have a good night.